Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your December 2016 tarot reading. And hi Scorpio, you're going first this month because I had a dream about your tarot reading last night, and I think there's some people listening who need to hear this reading. And I could put this whole reading down to the statement fear or faith. Basically, there's very similar to your November reading. There's fears going on that is preventing you from being vulnerable, preventing you from Ten of Cups, from loving and appreciating what's in your life, Scorpio. And I think some people need to hear this, and that's why I'm doing your reading first. You at the moment is a Nine of Swords. There's an awful lot of fear, awful lot of anxiety. I am going to predict a lot of fear that past hurts are going to happen again. So fear of being wounded, of being rejected and abandoned for quite a lot of people out there. What's crossing you is a Star card, which is about faith, basically. It's about faith, it's about trust, it's about allowing yourself, Scorpio, to be vulnerable, to expose yourself and to trust. Have you seen this card? She's naked, really vulnerable, full of faith that no one's going to harm her or him, trusting in life. And as it's crossing you, that is your challenge. And in my personal opinion, as a tarot reader, it's that faith that's going to heal the Nine of Swords, basically. I think a lot of readers don't get the hurts that a lot of Scorpios have been through. And having my Venus in Scorpio, I do. So I understand this is not superficial hurt, this is real, this is fear that the past is going to repeat itself, not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to trust the people that you love and who love you. But let's carry on with the reading. You move into December with the Page of Pentacles, a young earth sign person that could be very relevant in your life. Could be a child, someone else's child, that sort of thing, or it could be new opportunities coming your way around work, career, finances. And the pages are always really fresh and always really inspiring, and I always think of the pages like springtime, all this new energy. But some Scorpios are having new opportunities to make money, could be new jobs, new career opportunities. And I really like that for you because it's taking away some of that energy of the Nine of Swords. It's there's a real freshness around it. So yeah, really nice card to have actually. Very grounded, very fresh energy. And then you move on to the Strength card, and I'm loving you've got this here as well, because she's a victor. She's won the battle over her fears, basically. So this is just such a beautiful sign that you've worked through this conflict. Not completely, nothing ever heals completely, but you've done an awful lot of work around your fears, basically. If you look at this, and she's done it through care, self-care, she's been gentle to herself, so she's no longer been brutal. It's almost she's begun to understand her fears, and she's got power over them, basically. She understands how these past hurts are preventing her from being happy in the present, basically. And this is just brilliant news, absolutely. There's no better omen than having the Strength card when you're trying to work with a past wound and past hurts around trust and betrayal. At the top of the deck, you've got the Queen of Wands, so, you know, you're thinking you know, you're very empowered. Your thinking is really empowered, particularly with these two cards. You know, you're going into your future with strength, and the Queen of Wands is what you're focusing on. So you're a bit on fire. You're very and I'm going to say the Queen of Wands is this really, really attractive, very sexy, very magnetic queen. So for any male Scorpios, this could be a woman in their lives. But for any female Scorpios, you're pretty much on fire, really. You're really in charge. You're taking charge of your own destiny, and you're moving away from this Nine of Swords. You're taking control of your fears, basically. At the bottom of the deck, you pulled a Five of Cups. So I asked for a clarifier, and you got the Seven of Swords. And I think deep within you, Scorpio, is absolute fear of being betrayed. Of past losses happening again, or griefs. You're so frightened that you're going to be betrayed, that it's occupying too much of your personal place, and I think that's why you pulled the Nine of Swords. Because I don't always see the Seven of Swords as treachery, but I think because I dreamt of your reading last night, I think there's so many trust issues going on, and you're just there's so much fear. But this is a recovery reading. This is a healing reading. This is about you healing these past losses and these past experiences which have stolen your trust. And the reason I'm saying that, because I feel I'm quite qualified to say this, is your advice card is a Ten of Cups, which is pretty apparent that your advice is to enjoy and appreciate all that you have, because it looks like to me your cups are overflowing, some with love and happiness, and your advice card is to enjoy every moment of what you've got, to try and take your focus away from past wounds, from this fear of your trust is going to be abused again. I mean, I think for some, I can understand the reason, because in your environment you've got the Three of Wands, yeah, which is, it can mean loads of new opportunities, expansion. You're not in charge of these, but for some Scorpios, what that can mean is as a sense of you don't feel really in control of all your circumstances. Some people might be loving someone who's not around them. So there's an awful lot of having to trust in the unknown. There's a feeling that I'm getting, some of you's not left waiting, but left, I don't know, there's a sense for some of you's that you're not totally in control of maybe this Ten of Cups. Maybe you love someone who's not around you an awful lot, who's overseas, and you're left waiting and you're having to trust them, which, you know, it's scary. Or maybe this is just about new opportunities and you're not really in charge of when they're going to happen. But please, your advice card is the most important card in the deck. And this is saying to me to enjoy everything you've got, that there's nothing to fear, that the past is not necessarily going to repeat itself, which is what this Nine of Swords is representing. And your challenge is to trust, to have faith that everything's going to be okay. And then your hopes and fears, you've got the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is the end of a long cycle. Actually, you've got two tens. So I don't think it's been the easiest cycle. You felt maybe you've had to carry too many burdens, but it is coming to an end, and there's sort of hope. So you're sort of hoping that's going to happen, and the fact that there's also maybe is a little bit, Scorpio, that you fear that it's never going to happen, that you're always going to be going around the same old treadmill. It's very interesting. You've got two 10 cards here. So as you in December, there's an ending and a completion. This is a beautiful ending. This is you reaching emotional fulfillment. This is a more difficult ending of a life cycle you've been in. So your conclusion was a 5 of Swords, but please don't worry, because I kept pulling cards I generally pull a card to get a major arcana, so this can be conflict, but that's part of Christmas season. Don't read too much into it. Everyone has arguments around Christmas and New Year. But I then pulled the King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So resolution. And the King of Cups is always deep, emotional resolution. This is about owning your own throne, not being thrown about by conflicts in your environment. It's emotional integrity. It's all these things that Scorpios can be wonderful at. The King of Wands can be a fire sign person that you've had a little bit of a conflict with, but it's not going to stay around because the outcome is unity and it's love. So yeah, I'm in the next couple of minutes summing up. I've only got 15 minutes of my recording. Scorpio, this is just an absolutely stunning reading, and I don't think I've ever had the cards be so clear in my life before, of this feeling of being fear about being betrayed again, and there's definitely been past betrayals, and you're so scared this is going to happen again, and your trust is going to be broken, that it's making you, I think it's keeping you up at night. But look at this card and this card is just saying this is your time to heal. This is your time to have faith, to believe that life is on your side, that emotional fulfillment can be yours, because it can be. You can actually begin to heal these fears, not through force, but through kindness. Be kind to yourself at all times. I'm going to do the love and relationship readings over the next, it might not be, over the next few days. I am really interested in what's happening for you, Scorpio. There's so much healing here. I really understand your energy. And there's something that can move you to such a completion this month, away from those past wounds and away from those past fears, and I really want you to grab it. This is a wonderful reading. Faith. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to be loved, because this is what these cards are saying, is a fear of being loved, of the past repeating itself. It's going to be a fascinating December, Scorpio. I'm so looking forward to doing your weeklies, because I just love what's going on for you. I wish you all the best, Scorpio. And look out for the love readings next weekend and the weeklies, because this is powerful, very powerful stuff you've got going on. Okay, Scorpio, bye.